What is up, guys? Dzeeff here, and the other day I made a response video to a very long comment I got about Pot of Desires, and for the most part I think people liked that, but a lot of people thought it was a little too negative, so I thought I would make a new video, possibly a new series of videos where I answer some of the questions I frequently see on videos or ones that I thought were interesting. And I'm looking for feedback on this segment if you guys do enjoy it. I don't know if I'm going to include the names of the people that are commenting going forward. For this one, I chose not to, just in case people don't really like that. But all the comments are like public anyway, so I don't feel super bad about that. Not to mention these are like positive ones. But yeah, I just thought I would put a couple up here, answer them in a video, and hopefully you guys stop asking them on the videos. But anyway, so the first one I have is, do you just have a bunch of Brilliant Fusions, or do you just switch them around? I get this question a lot about a lot of different cards, but I don't really have more than one playset of any card, really, especially for deck profiles. The only time I've ever gotten multiple playsets of a card just for deck profiles is Soul Charge. At one point I had like 12 copies of Soul Charge, because what happens a lot of the times is I'll make a deck and I'll just put it in a pile and then take out the staples and put it in another deck. But I kept forgetting to take out Soul Charge because like every other deck profile would have it. So then I would just like lose it. So one time when I cashed out from my locals, I had like $120 of store credit, possibly more. I bought like 8 copies of Soul Charge for just like 50 cents each, and it was definitely a really good buy, and I have since lost some of them. But yeah, at one point I had like that 12 number, but now I probably have like 6 rotating between deck profiles. But all the other cards, I pretty much just have to individually de-sleeve and re-sleeve for each deck profile, and that's part of the reason why the deck profiles take so long to put together, because I just don't have the time to really do that. And sometimes I've had cards lost for quite a while just in my sea of cards that are in my room, and that prevents me from making a deck profile, because I don't really want to like buy a card that I know I have instead of just like trying to find it. But I'm also like really busy, so I don't always have time to actually look for that card. But yeah, I don't have like a million Brilliant Fusions. I've collected some cards in the past, but as far as deck profile cards go, I usually just have the one playset. The next comment was on my joke video of how I build a deck, and this person, and this is actually one of the most liked comments, but this person wrote out an actually really good step-by-step instruction on how to build a deck. And there's not even a joke in here, but I just thought it was really funny how someone like commented like an actually good way to build a deck, so I guess I'll just read through it. Steps to building a deck. First, find out what you want to play, then add the core cards of that specific deck. Add engines that fits well with your deck and adds more power consistency to your deck. Next, add cards that work with those cards, then add staples that fit your deck and are the best against meta. Finally, cut down your deck size depending on your limit, 40 or 60 most likely. Test the deck, make edits, taking out useless cards and adding in cards you need for certain situations. This is actually a pretty good instruction manual if you're looking to build a deck brand new. It's not what I use, but I mean, that's because I have a bigger knowledge of like really weird engines and stuff, so I just like instinctively know this kind of stuff. But just in general, like as for a starting point, this was actually really good, and there wasn't like a joke after this or before this. This was literally just the whole comment. And yeah, I appreciated that he tried putting some really good advice for making a deck. It was just kind of, it was off-putting at first when that comment first came up, because I was like, oh, well, this was like a joke video, so I don't know. But nevertheless, thank you for commenting. The next comment was, I remember you always saying that you do YouTube for fun, but I've noticed increased effort in your videos. Is this because you take YouTubing seriously now? I've gotten this a few times over the past couple months. I talked about this in the 8,000 subscriber video from a couple days ago, but I'll mention it now too. I don't know. I do it for fun still. I'll probably never consider the YouTubing income part of my actual income, no matter how much it is, just because it's unreliable in that it is completely dependent on your views. You can have a hit one day or a hit for a week, and then the next week you can just have no views whatsoever, and then you lose a bunch of money. So I don't think I'll ever take it seriously as for income-wise, but yeah, I've definitely been taking it seriously in terms of what I'm doing. I mean, I still think it's for fun, but I'm definitely putting a lot more effort, not only in the editing, but also in like the thumbnails and how often or how many times I actually record the video so that it's not like shitty. I mean, I'm really trying to put in enough effort to make my videos something I can be proud of. I think that's what I'm like shooting for now, where a lot of times I was just like phoning in content. Now I'm really trying to make stuff that I can say when they're done that I'm actually like proud that I uploaded, even if it takes like the Pot of Desires video took like 3 hours to edit, which might seem like a long time, but I had to record it like 4 times because I recorded it 3 times and then I lost the audio file or it got corrupted or whatever, and then I had to record it a 4th time, and that was super annoying. But I'm really happy with how it turned out, and it did end up getting a couple thousand views, so I'm glad that I went back and did it, but it was definitely stressful while I was doing it. The next one, oops. Can you do a test hand video, please? I really want to know this build, but I don't really know how it works. How it works, please. Thanks in advance. I think this is on the Spirit deck profile, but I get this question on pretty much every single deck profile I've ever done, ever. Test hands are weird, so I try not to do them because they're really dependent on if you're going first or second, and then what cards your opponent has, and also like what's even like a good hand. Like with Spirits, I tried doing a test hand live stream, and it was just like, what is even like the hand I want? Like just summon Aratama, set Urgent Ritual Art, and pass? Like, is that fun to do test hands with? Not really. So like the only deck I've ever done test hands with is Sky Scourge Fluffle BA, which I did, I have no idea, like 6 live streams with that deck. But that was fine because like, it was just like going first. I just did a bunch of test hands going first, and then we would see if we got the combo or not, because that's all that really matters, because that's like a deck where like if you get the combo you win the game, and if you don't get it you pretty much lose. So it was a good way to do test hands and show you guys how consistent it was, because it was pretty consistent. It had like a 70% or higher consistency on most of those live streams, but that was like the only thing I could do test hands with, because like I actually knew what the result of the game would be. But so many things happen outside the first turn that it's just really hard doing test hands, so I try not to do those types of videos. But maybe if there's ever another deck like Sky Scourge that revolves around one combo, I'll actually try to do it. Next, would like some playtesting or matches with your Subterra decks, if possible, to see reasons why you run certain cards, or when to play certain cards in certain situations. You mentioned in this video, please. This video is right in that we should watch duel matches to see how the card choices should be played, and when they should be played, or in order of which they should be played. Well, you repeat the same stuff a lot. Thanks if you do make the test hands or matches video that I'm asking for, a longtime fan. So this is sort of like the same question, but it's more oriented towards duel videos. I really try doing duel videos whenever I can now. I mean, I've downloaded Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, and I've done a couple, but mainly, I don't know, I do the duel videos just for commentary purposes, because I don't just want to put like a blank screen up, but there's like a lot of topics that when I'm talking about them, I'm not really relating them to the match behind, but luckily I think that still works, because you guys get to see like the test hands and how the game plays out. But it's really hard finding opponents that like aren't playing shitty decks, or opponents that don't just scoop when you like make a big field. So like on the Fluffle thing, like there were probably, I don't know, like another dozen matches that I won with that deck where they would just quit when I would summon like a couple monsters, and then like the replay would be like 30 seconds long, so I don't want to put that in a video. But yeah, I mean, I try, for the decks that get requested, I really do try to put them in videos where I'm dueling with them, but it's like a lot of effort in terms of finding the matches, playing the matches, winning, and then like usually I'm editing the deck as I go, so then I get a lot of comments about, can you send me this list or whatever. That's actually a pretty common thing. So it's like, I feel like sometimes there's no winning as far as replays and deck profiles go. With deck profiles, a lot of the comments are, can you show replays of this deck or test hands with this deck? And then on the replay videos with the commentary, a lot of the comments are, can you show us the deck profile of this deck? And I'm not going to post 2 videos on the same day, or at least I try not to, especially in that case. So like, either way, I'm going to get questions about the thing I have not uploaded, and I don't really want to become a channel that posts Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro deck profiles, so I can't really put both in the same video, which just leaves me in a tough spot where I'm getting a lot of comments that I already know the answer to, because a lot of the times, and I mean, just for like insight purposes, a lot of the times that I'm uploading deck profile, I already have a dual commentary scheduled for later that week, because I know that you guys are going to ask about it. So you don't really, I mean, it's good like seeing the support for the decks and you guys wanting to see either the replay or the profile of it, but I usually have those planned, or if it's like a deck that I've just replayed and not done anything else with, I will like, I'm not going to do a deck profile on it, or and I mentioned that in the comments, like if I don't own the cards for it, you're just never going to see the profile. Or for something like, yeah, we have like Invoked Volcanics, we have Tides of Brother and Volcanics, like 2 variants of the same deck. Like why would I post those in the same like month? Like, do you really want to see like 2 different volcanic decks? I mean, they both like scattershot you, and then you win or lose because you brick with shells. I don't know. It's just, I appreciate the comments of support, but yeah, just trust me that I usually have this stuff planned. Although occasionally a deck is more successful than I ever would have imagined, and then those comments do push me to make it. But I guess you guys wouldn't know that, so I can't fault you. But yeah, anyway, that was me reading some comments. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you wanted your comment to be featured, or I feel like you have an important comment, you can leave it below. But I took these from a lot of different videos, so it's not necessarily a guarantee if you put it below. But I hope this does have some support from you guys, because I like doing this segment, and I will see you later. Bye.